Hey there, everyone. Welcome to the Marketing Funnels and Strategy Show for whatever day it is today, Friday the 22nd. Now I'm here with the amazing Serena today. How are you doing today, Serena?
Good, thanks. Am I muted? Sorry, I've got something opening, and I
You
want
are
to
not,
try and stop the
you are
stop
not
the
muted.
stop the noise before it starts making a noise. But it's going so slow. I don't know if it's my internet. But anyway, I
All
should
good.
reflect. All
Yeah,
good.
so, you're not muted. Everyone heard everything you said.
I know, which is good.
Fantastic. Guys, you know the rule and how it all works and the payment for the show. We're at you 2 times a week, absolutely free, doesn't cost you anything. And, the only price we ask for is if we add value to you in some way, shape, or form, you find today's session valuable, you learn something new, we give you a mind switch, whatever that is. All we ask is for you to either tag someone you know that could benefit from this show or share the show, right? That's all we ask for. 2 times a week, absolutely free, sharing with you information that can help you move forward and take more actions and kick ass in your business. On today's episode, I want to talk to you about a few conversations that I've been having this week with prospective businesses. I realized too, we've just gone over 1,500 strategy sessions with businesses now, too, just across Australia, New Zealand, and across 10 different countries now. And there's been some massive differences and problems in today's society with a lot of what's happening with people in businesses at the moment. A lot of it's all the same. Everyone's just got a slightly articulated different challenge, and it's going across every business. It's like the plague, or Black Death, that went from one person to the next, and it was like cancer basically, and it was just literally like just killing people off very slowly. And this is what I think the problem is today in business. People go, I'm going to do social media advertising. I'm going to do Google ads. I'm going to do YouTube. I'm going to do radio. I'm going to do TV. I'm going to do X type of advertising, or I'm going to do all of it, right?
Gunna.
Gunna. Yeah. And really, when you look at it, the people that are going to do this, the business has no cash flow to even be able to afford to be able to do the level of investment every single week that is required to get some real traction online. And when you are sporadic in marketing, you will find that it will, sometimes work really well, and sometimes it won't. And on the times that it won't work, which happens a lot more than what does work, people will eventually just stop because there's no more cash coming through. And yes, it's the risk you take when you first get into business. But I think a lot of people seem to just escape the hard work or think that they can kind of shortcut the process. And the automatic go-to is marketing to be able to bring in new potential customers, which happens, like it's just insane the amount of, conversations that we have like this. It's literally like the plague. We can do any type of advertising for people, and it doesn't matter whether it's TV, radio, or whether it's social media, Facebook, Instagram, building online systems, sales systems, everything. Like, it doesn't matter what it is, we can do it. But at the end of the day, if a business isn't ready for it, we will say. And you cannot replace hard work with marketing. It is actually harder to have a business that doesn't produce any money or doesn't get any traction than it is to actually run a business that's producing $2, $3, $4, $500,000 a year plus $1 million, whatever. It's actually harder because when you get to these types of levels, you're already into a bit of a flow. for day-to-day activities and how you do things and all that type of stuff. And you're just dealing with challenges that come up from time to time on how can you speed up delivery, how can you operate better as a team, how can you communicate better, and all these types of things, right? Like they're challenges that you can deal with that continue to flow. It's actually harder to run a business that won't get off the ground because, you're making no fucking money. You're broke.
It's not getting off the ground either.
And you get knocked around and beaten uphill. Yeah, it's tough. You still get the beats and you get all these types of things once a business starts to grow. But, when it's growing, right, you still get all the beat ups and all that type of stuff. But, I wouldn't replace this with a business that can't get off the ground. And, in those early stages of business, you really got to put in the hard work. And, I've had a couple of conversations this week with businesses that were wanting to, invest into marketing and all these types of things. And I said to them, no. Right. And, hey, they might go up the road and get it done somewhere else and whatever. And yeah, great. But there's always another way and a more effective way to get yourself off the ground, because in every business, you can create some type of recurring model. In most businesses, pretty much all businesses in some way, shape or form will have some type of recurring model that can be created or can be done. One particular conversation this week was a product-based business, something that a consumer would buy once and potentially keep a lifetime. So we decided with this, to get some faster traction, not invest into marketing and all these types of things, but focus on, a business to business avenue of that particular business. Which, hey, Serena, the amount of conversations we're having with people these days, right? Like we're turning people obviously down on marketing to look at other avenues and so on. And what are you like? You've been in business for a long time, right? 10 years or something like that now. I forget the exact
13.
numbers. 13. So has it ever been easy getting those businesses off the ground?
One was a lot more easier than what I even expected, but it was hard work. But where it went, I didn't expect it to go there. So it was well worth the hard work. But no, everything you sort of do, you've got to really, especially if you're running it on your own, sometimes you're going 7 days a week and it doesn't matter what time it is, day, night, you do whatever you need to do to get it to the next level until you can start bringing, people in there to replace you and help you. So it was quite hard. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think about, when I started my insurance business years ago as well, like I didn't make any sales for my first month and a half and was thinking about quitting. And, I made hundreds of calls every single day, didn't get anywhere. And then, eventually it all clicked with me with a bit of training and mentorship and things like that. And eventually it just went for me, right? And I know when, we first started, when I first switched from the sales consulting and everything I did across to starting Business Warriors, I had to go back and get a job 60 hours a week, right? And also then with clients, sales, finances, accounts, building partnerships, all these types of things over and above a 60-hour work week, right? It was fucking hard, right? You really and then to transition across out of the job, so to speak, into the role of business owner was a tough change. It was really, really hard, right? Really, really hard. And then the next 8 to 12 months after that was really hard for cash flow as well. And I see just so many businesses these days, right? Number one, business owners aren't quite working as hard enough as they should be, right? How many hours did you work when you were launching your businesses, Serena?
Well, I was just
originally?
thinking about it. I was actually doing for one of my businesses, I was doing a trainer certification in NLP. So while I was doing the whole course, any break, morning, afternoon, lunch, evening, I was working my business. Then when I was doing real estate, which just really wasn't my thing, but I still put the hours in to, tread the footpath, to get clients. I thought, gosh, I'm not going to survive on this, if I keep doing things for people for nothing. So then I got a part-time job, nighttime, like you did, and worked night hours to support while I was building up the real estate section of it as well too. So anytime I started a new business, I would be doing something else to support myself, to make sure until we got the cash flow and everything going. I'd go from, okay, I'm not an early morning person, so let's say 9 o'clock in the morning until about 11 o'clock at night a lot of the time.
Yeah. So there you go, 9 to 11 o'clock. What's that? 14-hour days?
Mm-hmm.
Huge. And, everyone, there's probably like a certain percentage of people going, oh my God, they're supporting like a workaholic lifestyle, and there's no work-life balance and all these types of things, right? They probably, like some people are probably thinking, no doubt. But, this is sometimes when you're starting, you've got to do whatever it takes to be successful. And a large percentage of it is doing the right actions that are going to move you forward. So, in the early stages of business, it's hard work, and you do have to do the hard work in order to get the quick wins and successes and all these types of things that you do, which involves picking up a phone, involves speaking to people, involves a sales strategy, it involves a way of being able to build lists of targeted potential buyers and all these types of things as well. And this particular product-based business, like I done a lot of thought into it over a couple of days actually on exactly what these people have got to do to be able to grow. And, a lot of the recommendations was build a targeted list, have a strategy a reach out engagement strategy for that list, have a sales process to go through with that list, and then physically start local area. Let's sell. Let's get as many people on board as quickly as possible in a 90-day period, sell out all current stock, then reorder some more to then, reinvest back in to do the next part of the process as well of expansion. Because, you build a foundation on recurring revenue, you build it into, you build a great product, you build a foundation into recurring, and then you can go and, reinvest profits that you have back into campaigns that you can run ultra profitably over and above everything else that you're currently doing, which builds so much more brand presence because you do it a lot more consistently. You build so much more social proof behind it all of people that have bought the products and all these types of things as well. And then over and above that as well, you're not fighting in famine against, selling low value products in an environment that, you sell one, maybe two at a time sort of thing, and you're investing huge amounts of money into advertising and all these other things over and above, which just, long term isn't going to work. Which it might, but the chances that it won't is a lot higher. So you got to have different strategies to help you grow and scale and really up level what it is that you do until you get to a point where, hey, now I'm ready to reinvest into some advertising and get this thing rolling, like Limp Bizkit.
Rolling. I was going to say as well too, even when you, like if you start your business and you don't feel like you have to do another job to help support you, if you've already got enough cash flow or something, you still need to put the time in to up marketing your skills and making sure that you're always staying one step ahead. So you're learning how you need to be better while you're preparing and building it up to be better as well. Because I used to do that as well. Oh my God, I used to do SEO. I remember the very first Bible I had that was teaching me, how to be on top of the SEO for my company, let alone when I started doing it for others. So, keep yourself trained, keep yourself up to date, and don't ever just sit back and relax and think, oh, I've made it now. I've got my business, let's just work 9 to 5 and hopefully everything runs smoothly. Get a coach. You need to have a coach for a start. People, when you get someone who has more business sense than you, and there's always going to be someone, there's always someone more than you. I don't even know who the top person is, how high up it goes, what they do, but you've got to have someone to keep giving you those extra skills to just do your business better all the time.
100%.
Those that don't have coaches or someone, in the similar sort of thing that teach them really don't move very well, or they probably get, maybe some bad reviews, or they're just stale and they just stay the same all the time.
Damn straight. It's, so the moral to the story today in today's show is, you're going to have to put in the hard work in order to get there. You need a plan, you need a strategy, you need a place to start so you can really get this thing going. And, there's like, if you can build things on a foundation, you can get a good foundation put in place, and you can get, like, with the right strategy, you can have in 30 days a rock solid foundation for a business to be able to grow off. Like one of our clients, Sue Wood, for example, right? In 5 weeks, she had 23 paid clients through the door, and, she didn't have huge lists of people, right?
And she's only 35 years old.
Plus 40. But we love her to bits, and I think literally in the last week, or less than a week, 3/4 of a week, I think it is, she's brought on, actually it's half a week. It's only half a week, actually. Fuck, losing track of time. It's only switched on halfway through the week. So half a week, she's had 9 more new paid clients come in. And she's got sales calls booked out the whole weekend, right? And I think she almost has more energy than me too sometimes. I'm like, wow, she can really, she's really got it going on, doesn't she? It's good.
She does. And she's lovely. But I'm just going to pop out for a second.
Yeah. So guys, never, as I said, substitute hard work. You can have a really solid foundation for scale in the next 30 days, but you really got to work hard at it. And when you work really, really hard at getting that foundation put in place, you have a way to be able to build a list of people that would want to buy your product, a way to engage those people, and then have a sales strategy to be able to convert those people. Like, you can do all of this organically without any paid advertising, because there's 2 different types of sales. There's inbound, outbound. And, with every business, it'll be slightly different as to which way you do it, whether you do inbound sales or outbound sales. Inbound can be done with no paid advertising, right? It can be done through relationship capital, right? So getting access to lists of, from other people that they promote you to, and you can do inbound sales from that side. And that can be done not only just from lists. Lists can be the emails, text messages. It can be groups that these people own, all these different types of things. There's a multitude of different ways to be able to create inbound traffic. Paid advertising is another side to it to create inbound traffic. Then there's outbound as well, right? So outbound doesn't necessarily cost money. It's more time, right? So it'll cost more in time to be able to build. But at the same point in time, you can foster very, very specific audiences of people or businesses really, really quickly, specific audiences. And you can target higher income brackets a lot easier than what you would be able to through paid advertising, right? Hence the reason why cold outreach and outbound sales is such an effective model, and all of the major companies in the world, software companies right through to business to consumer companies, all that type of stuff, they have an outbound sales process, and they have an inbound sales process as well. And outbound really, really does outperform. It takes a longer time to build, but once you've got into a real flow with it, and you've built your pipeline with outbound, it's super highly profitable. Inbound can be done the exact same. It's fine. But if I chose the two in startup, I would choose outbound every time. If you're established, you're already investing into marketing, you're already doing really well, then inbound will work for you incredibly, incredibly well with that established product, process, system, all these types of things that you'd put in place, or that you've already got in place. So, for me, they're the two main things for you guys to look at and for you guys to really have your focus around. If you are in quite a challenging position at the moment, outbound is a really good way to be able to help you grow. But have a process in place to be able to do that, and a strategy to be able to do that, of course. Once you've got that in place, bingo. And sometimes you just need to pay for the advice from a consultant to be able to do it. Worth its weight in gold tenfold. Anything you'd like to add, Serena?
No, I'm just really big on that. Like, I've done a lot of different coaching methods and things like that. Possibly I did a little bit at the beginning when I started my first business back when I was 50, and I didn't know what I was doing back then. So it put me off too. I didn't know what I was doing back then. So I don't know if I spent money wisely or not so wisely, but I spent money on coaching to get people to help me with business. I didn't have a lot of knowledge at all. But once I sort of started to get to know a lot more about business, and I was a bit more careful, who I chose for my coach. I mean, you've got to have a look, how I started with you was you were coaching me on some stuff, to do with marketing and business. So, and look how that grew me now. Here I am. I must have brought something to the table, though, I think.
You definitely brought a lot of things to the table. Definitely.
Cool.
Fantastic, guys. Well, look, that's it for today's episode. Short and sharp. Don't avoid the hard work in business. I tell you what, it gets easier once you're off the ground, a lot easier. But it's only because you become better. That's the only reason. You'll always still have challenges in business. Things will always come up. But, with the right strategy, the hard work, and a system, bit of a system for you to follow to get started, can really help you get some scale quite fast. So that's all real talk for you guys today. So we'll wrap this one up. Remember this one thing: if you do not fight for your own freedom, absolutely nobody else will. So every single day you must get out there. Every single day you must take action. Every single day you must make it happen. Remember to be the warrior. We will see you Monday. Take it easy, guys. Speak to you soon.
Bye.